Well, we didn't quite win all the games between the last episode and this episode, but we've still come back slightly early because the playoffs are still on. Hello and welcome to part 70 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games in League One. We're away against Millwall, at home against Sutton. This might end up being our last episode of the season, depending on how these games go. We might also have another, well, there'll definitely be an episode tomorrow. It will either be a season review or it could be Oxford against Port Vale, and we could end up having the playoffs. Since you were last with me, this is what's gone on. We had our horrible run of form, but then we just started winning again. And if it hadn't been for that defeat against Shrewsbury, we'd actually be up in a playoff spot now. But we've won all of our other games, and with 4 games to go, this is what the league table looks like. We're in 7th place, 1 point behind Portsmouth, who I remember Portsmouth being top of the league for a little while, but then I guess so were we. It's still quite tight. Portsmouth, Barnsley, definitely still catchable. I think that top 4 is probably a top 4 that we're not going to catch. Chester, unbelievably, still in the fight for automatic promotion. Even with their new manager, they're doing better than me on their road to glory. Cracking. But we are definitely in with a shout of forcing our way into the playoffs. However, we do need to beat top of the table Millwall in order to stay in the hunt. So that's what we're going to try and do. And this is the team that we're going to put out there to do it. We have gone back to the 4-3-3. We've done this pretty much all the way through our run of good form. It seems that we've forgotten we weren't very good at doing it. What you will notice is Anthony Harris playing out on the wing. There is a reason for that. We've had a little bit of an injury crisis. I mean, firstly, he'd been dropped anyway. Marsh has been my striker throughout the whole of this run and is playing very well. I feel bad about it too. But, you know, sometimes you've just got to pick on a striker. But Lewis Tyler's been injured. Coleman had been injured, so Harris played in the last game as an inside forward on the left-hand side and was excellent. Coleman is now fit again, but I kind of want to keep Harris in the team. He played so well. He's going to carry on that left wing. This might be his new role. Who knows? He's already pretty good at doing it. He's now training to do it. There might be a future for Anthony Harris as an inside forward on the left-hand side. But this is the team. We've got Humphreys in goal, a back four of Paliak, Proctor, Sutherland and Daly Campbell, Phillips as a holding midfielder, Fernandez and Sawinski in midfield, and then Harris, Marsh and Stanley as our front 3. I know normally in an away game against the top of the table team, I'd be all about making excuses and whatnot, but realistically, if we're going to get into the playoffs, we've got to win our last 4 games. We must win this one. We've let ourselves down with that mid-season slump in form. We started so well. We're finishing relatively well. But if you lose 7 games on the bounce, then you're always setting yourself up for a difficult promotion season. So let's calmly say we're the underdogs. We'll do the old-fashioned cup tie team talk. I cannot tell the difference between those two kits. What colour do Millwall play in blue, don't they? Have they got a greeny blue? I don't understand why my colour blindness is making those kits look alike. Unless, I don't know. I don't understand. I know the home kit, I've always thought is pink. Perhaps I finally admit it's red after all. That doesn't explain why Millwall look the same. This is going to be an interesting one for me. Perhaps it's a good thing that we don't normally wear this away kit very often. Harris doing very well coming in from the left-hand side. I can't see him. I don't understand. We need to bin off the away kit and just use the third choice kit, which, to be fair, we do usually do. But this is very confusing for me, and I'm going to blame the colour situation on us going 1-0 down. I wasn't able to do anything about it because I can't see. If I can't see, can the players see? Who knows? Sutherland, I mean, he does well to head clear to Fernandez. Fernandez probably had time to get the ball under control and get it a little bit further away from our penalty area than he did. As it is, he just flicked it on to the edge of the D and left us in trouble. But let's not pick on him. He's one of our own, and I know we've said it a few times now, these might be the last days of Lerick Fernandez in a home shirt, because he's on loan from Barnsley, who are a similar stature team to us now. Obviously, if they get promoted, I will assume we'll be able to get him back again. But if they're in this division next season, why would they let us have one of our best players back again when if he can be one of our best players, he can certainly come in and do a job for them. So Lerick Fernandez, I am a little bit worried we won't be able to get him on loan again next year. Obviously, we'll try again with Sawinski, and we'll try and get Alex Carmichael back as well. Why not? Because he'll have had 6 months training with QPR. He might have turned into a League One player by then. Daly Campbell across to Phillips, and now Fernandez plays it into Marsh. Marsh turns and sticks it into the back of the net. His 10th goal of the season now for Karl Marsh. Yeah, I was surprised that he scored so many goals too. Turns out half of them were in the first half of the season when I think he was on loan to Newport in League Two. But still 5 goals in. He's probably started 7 or 8 games for us now and is scoring more prolifically than either Powell or Harris did before him. So I think he's certainly going to be our striker for the run-in, and then we'll just have to see if we're able to get hold of him again for next season. Hands up if you heard the banging on the garage door. That's what happens when you make your videos in the garage. The postman knows you're in. Should we just stop this and play the Division 2 with this little teddy bear? Nah. Let's get back on with some Football Manager. Right, play. Here we go. The little teddy bear though. He might be my new little friend. Why is Tommy the teddy bear part of the Division 2? Who knows? That doesn't look like the football game I was expecting it to be with a game like Division 2. Oh, right, we're drawing. Here we go. Team talk. With the calmly underdogs. Just keep underdogging them and we should be fine. Stats wise, we're controlling possession, we're not really creating a huge amount, but I guess neither are they. It's been fairly even in that first half. As it stands, it leaves us level on points with Portsmouth. Barnsley still catchable as well, so clearly Portsmouth and Barnsley aren't doing much. And it does drag Millwall back down to second, opening the door for Chester. We're going to gift Chester the league, aren't we? If Chester go up, we have to go up. They're the rules. That's how these things work. We're going through these leagues together. This series is going to end with a Holme versus Chester Champions League final. I'm calling it now. Right, Daly Campbell is not having a very good game. We have got Andy Cannon who can play at right back, but I think I'd rather have a real right back who's having a poor game rather than a midfielder who can play at right back. Anthony Harris, to show my double standards, is a striker who can play as a winger. He's not having a great game either, but he gets to stay on purely because he's Anthony Harris. We don't have a winger on the bench to bring on for Connor Stanley. None of the changes I want to make are really changes that bench is set up to do. Who knew? Apparently Pendlebury's the best option. That doesn't feel right. Bakinson has had a great season, so he can come on in the midfield there. And we've got Polosky's made a comeback. Goodness me. He's actually signed a new contract as well. After a couple of episodes ago saying I was done with Polosky, he's making a bit of a comeback. Got a contract extension. Still bags of potential. I think I just need to send him out on loan somewhere, but no one seems interested in taking him, which is a bit of a worry in itself. I don't know what else to do. I think we might just make that one change. Bakinson coming on in the midfield for Fernandez. They've already made 3 changes. I tell you what, shall we have some passion? Because a draw's not really good enough for us. That's the problem. I'm thinking maybe bring Mick Powell on for Phillips, stick 2 up top, and do this. We've got to try and find a win somehow. So Powell can come on and do that. One of these is going to have to go a little bit more defensive, though, if that's what we're doing. You can do that. In fact, they should probably both drop back a little bit. You can do that. And then we'll keep those 2 forward. Maybe. This feels like a bad idea. Should we bring Polosky on to score the winner? Get creative? No? What did I just click? I clicked concentrate, didn't I? And now I've overwhelmed them all. They've got to concentrate on trying to grab a winner. It makes no sense. I've broken them. If we manage to avoid conceding a goal here, I'm going to consider that a result. Because, I thought we'd give them a penalty, but then the final whistle blows. I don't really know what happened at the end there. Right, let's do a team talk. We were unlucky. I don't know if we've done enough to stay in the mix. I think, hopefully, other results have gone our way a little bit. We're level on points with Portsmouth now. So Portsmouth lost to Posh, good old Posh, doing me a favour. Barnsley, who are the other catchable team. Did they play? Where are Barnsley? Barnsley must have played earlier. Because we've not got a game in hand on them. Or they've not got a game in hand on us, but they don't appear to be on there. But as it stands, 3 games left. Still 2 teams very much catchable. So we now go into another must-win game against Sutton, and then we finish off with 2 away games against Oxford and Port Vale. That Oxford game suddenly becomes massive, but only if we beat Sutton. We need to be sat in the playoffs at the end of this episode, I think. Just the one change for the Sutton game then. Palcic is injured, so Selçuk Pasala comes in at left back, obviously selling Webber back in January. If we knew we were going to sell Carmichael, we could have kept Webber, but means Pasala has to play. Pasala, of course, did have that one performance a couple of years ago where we thought he was going to be a superstar. Might have been last season, I guess, with an average rating like that. Fingers crossed, he'll come in and continue to not let us down. But I'm a little bit worried about playing a backup player, a proper backup player, in such an important game. Is that guy wearing a headband? Interesting. I don't know why. I've never seen a new gen with a headband on before. Right, let's... weird. So, they're 22nd, we're 5th for form. Let's show them why. In fact, let's assertively show them why. We must win this game. If we mess this up, then this is probably going to be no more games this season. Realistically, we'll do another episode if it's still mathematically possible. But we've got this is with Oxford still to play. This is an absolute must, the most must-winningest of all must-win games. You'd like to think, looking at the 4 games we had on our run-in, this one and Port Vale, we should be able to mark up as wins. At least if we're going to be realistic about the playoffs, we've got to beat those 2 and then not losing against Millwall and Oxford and then crossing our fingers. But we're 1-0 down against the team we were supposed to beat after 7 minutes. Sutton are actually forcing their way up the table a little bit, back up to 11th place. They were level with us for a little while. It was us, them and Chester giving the top of League One a very non-leaguey look. But... yeah, they're clearly having a bit of a resurgence as well. We had our resurgence, and now we've decided to just give up and be just rubbish. Demand more. I know we're only 15 minutes in, but we can't be 1-0 down yet. That's not on. Marsh plays it across to Harris. Harris with the cross towards, I think it was aimed at Connor Stanley, but Sawinski picks it up, and it's with Simpson. Now, he now has a chance to cross. Finds Harris. Harris hits the post. Cutting in off that left-hand side. That's why he's so dangerous as an inside forward. But it would have been nice for him to score rather than hitting the post. But, you know, we're creating a winger here. We're doing a reverse Thierry Henry with Anthony Harris. Came in as a striker. We're going to make him a left winger. And we'll all love it. Harris is there, and there is Anthony Harris. 21st goal of the season now. And it's 1-1 with 25 minutes on the clock. And we talked about it 2 minutes before, about this is why Harris is so dangerous as a winger, because he just cuts in, furthest man forward as well. He's clearly a striker playing out there as an inside forward, but if it gives him a little bit more space to do stuff like that, then, like I say, this might be his future destination. He's maybe not quite prolific enough to be a lone striker, but he's so quick and offers so much coming in off that left-hand side. We might be on the hunt for a striker again this summer. Of course, some of you are saying, Kev, this is no opportunity to play him and Powell together again. No, it's not. I think surely we're all done with Mick Powell at this point, aren't we? Right, assertive. I'm not happy. There you go. I'm not happy. We need a win. We haven't done it. Did we do passion earlier? No, we demanded more, didn't we? So we've still got the opportunity for some passion in this second half. Their goal scorer's picked up a knock, which is always handy. Hopefully it's on the foot that he scores from long range with, so he's less likely to do that again. Portsmouth have gone ahead in their game. Barnsley's still drawing with Wigan. So as it stands, Portsmouth have now gone behind again. What's gone on here? We're still level on points with Portsmouth, so they must be drawing. Barnsley, I guess, have now gone in the lead for them to be up on 76 points, or were they on 76 before? Are we all drawing? Because if we're all drawing, it becomes even more important that we grab a win from somewhere. It looks like none of us want it. Stanley tries to play it in for Marsh, but Marsh wasn't really aware of what was going on, I don't think. Marsh played quite well in the last game, but he's not looked with it today. And after my usual Mick Powell dig. Is it time for him to come on and save our season? That was beautiful from Marsh. Finds Swinsky, but Swinsky only finds the hand of the goalkeeper, and we get another corner, and it's Fernandez to take. Crosses over, aiming for Marsh. It falls to Swinsky. I thought he'd stuck that in the top corner because the game kind of jutted a little bit, but no, he didn't. It was just the game being a bumhead. Right, Marsh off, Powell on. Prove me wrong, Mick. I'm giving you the opportunity. You're getting 23 minutes today. It's a bit of a luxury for you. We're also going to take off Swinsky and bring on Bakinson, and that would do for now, I think. Plus, I think now is the time to get passionate. 10 minutes of passion, gentlemen. Chester and Shrewsbury are drawing, so that has an impact both above and below us. But really, unless we're going to grab a goal, none of it really matters. We need to win this game. Pasala to Phillips. Phillips crosses towards Bakinson, who can't get on the end of it. And now Sutton have got the chance to break on us. It looks like they've got a man over. In fact, we've committed so many players forward. There is the man over, and Humphreys makes the save. Right, to the bench. What have we got to come on and win this game for us? Connor Stanley is not playing well, but we don't really have anyone to come on for him. Lerick Fernandez, same. I mean, we could bring. There's a lot of Oliver Pendlebury love from my assistant manager at the moment. Let's get him on for Fernandez and see if he justifies all the love he seems to be getting. Let's get creative as well. We've had passion, we've had demanding. Now we're going to top things off with a bit of creativity. But I just don't think the goal is coming. Thankfully, everyone else is also drawing. But now we're losing, so that doesn't even matter, does it? Well, backdoor Kev is needed in tomorrow's video, it seems, because we've been pathetic today. 1 point from the 6 that we needed. If we'd have won both games, we'd have mathematically qualified for the playoffs by now. As it is, we are still in touching distance. We've got a corner here. It might not be all over. It's still theoretically possible, but with Oxford still to play, it just seems really unlikely. But they are going to get an aggressive rant. They're coming into training tomorrow. And you'll also see us tomorrow trying to beat Oxford and Port Vale and backdoor our way into these playoffs. We can't let Chester go up if we're not going to join them. It's not how it works. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.